My phone cut off, but like I said, when we parted ways, the wake up call it hit me, bro. It was a wake up call to me because I had these shoes. If you ain't here, it was Chuck Taylors, some motherfucking Converse, the old school Chuck Taylor, the motherfucking old school. What's the nigga name with the basketball? The one who looked like an Edomite, but he ain't an Edomite. I forget the nigga name. Pistol Pete. I think his name was Pistol Pete. And he was rocking the Converse and Jake. I don't even think Converse was the Jordan of that day. No, I think Magic Johnson he had a endorsement from Converse if I'm mistaken. One of them old school Jake Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. One of them you can look it up, man. They had the Converse. They had a lot of like Jake athletes that they was endorsing, right, to promote their brand, right, to get it out there, just like Jordan did for Nike and so on and so forth, right? Um, so yeah, I had these shoes, right? But I only never tie them up. And mind you, they not shoes with what's the word like laceless. Like certain shoes they actually made to where you don't need laces to lace them up. You just slip the slip-ons, right? Slip-on. I got those too. Like the Yeezys, the 750s, those are slip-ons. You know what I'm saying? Like I think the 350s are slip-ons too. You don't really need no screens to tie them and shit, right? So this how I used to wear these chucks. You know what I'm saying? Just my shoestrings untied and shit like that. You know? And this was the wake up call for me. I was like, bro, I gotta keep my shit tied at all times. Grant, mind you, I don't sag my pants. I wear a belt. My pants is around my waist. My pants never sagging, right? I Then it's spirit just will wake up call like, damn, bro, this shit real. What if a nigga just run up and attack me? I was just thinking about that shit, bro. And this whole situation that happened to the beloved brother, it kind of like brought it back to my memory, bro. And no mind the backdrop, bro. It's just through the spirit, right? So yeah, that's what I was thinking. Like after this whole encounter with that nigga grunt, with whatever he did, how he did it, right? So I was thinking like, damn, bro, this shit, woo, woo, a nigga could just run up on me. I got my shoes untied, I ain't prepared. I was kind of like, what's the word? I was kind of like ashamed, so to speak. I was like, damn, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? And I was just thinking like, hey, we ain't just chilling and this and that. This ain't no vacation or nothing. Like, we just relaxing and shit like that. We like soldiers. We gotta be on guard at all times, bro. You know what I'm saying? With our shoes tied, shoes shod with the preparation of rough shoes gotta be, I'm talking about physical, they gotta be tied, bro. This a wake up call to brothers like that just do that regularly, that don't tie their shoes. Man, brothers need to tie their shoes up, man. Nigga could just attack you like they did the beloved brother over there, man. Imagine if his shoes wasn't on tight. Now, granted, he was at work, right? This wasn't no work. I'm just going to get some food. So it's like you kind of like in a relaxed spirit, so to speak. And that's off. You got to be on your guard 24/7, man. You got to be on guard 24/7. You know? You see, so that was the wake up call for me, man. And ever since then, I was like, oh, I'm fucking tired. Every shoe I get, motherfuckers tied up. We a soldier. We soldiers. Matter of fact, let me get that scripture. I'm just giving you a wake up call for me because that's what I was thinking about. That's what I was thinking about, man. Like, a nigga could run up on me and attack me because of that situation that happened, bro. And it was a wake up call for me. I said I gotta tie my shoes up, bro. And this for brothers like if you tie your shoes, cool. Hey man, but it's just a advice, spiritual advice. Tie your shoes, man. Make sure you got your belt buckled up tight around your waist, man. Your shoes tied, your belt buckled, because it's necessary, man. They even in the military they assign you what you call it, uniforms. And a part of the uniform is a belt. A belt go with it and boots. Not saying that you gotta wear a belt, I mean boots and all this shit like we motherfucker, ISUPK, but whatever shoes you got on, make sure them bitches tied tight, man. When you go into war, when you at camp, make sure even there, that's another thing too for brothers who be wearing flip flops and shit to camp. Like you just gonna have to just thug that shit out real chunk, bro. Anything can happen out there. Like nigga can attack you. You got flip flops on, or your shoes ain't tied. That's for all the brothers in my camp. You brothers better be tying their shoes, and having shoes on that camp tied up, man, in case anything pop off. You know. So I'm gonna get the one in Timothy about soldier. What is that? First Timothy. Wait, no. 17. Let me see. Oh no, it is First Timothy. It's locked. Ah, damn. No, well, let me see. I gotta Google it, man. I'm having a fucking can't remember what scripture it is. Paul in his epistle to Timothy tells him to be a soldier. Oh, check Salakis. It's 2 Timothy 2. And I'm gonna close out Shalakia. I had to make multiple videos. I'm going to work, doing this, driving. Fuck it. Let me see something. Shalakia, I almost got it. I'm just. So it says 2 Timothy 2 and 1. And this is an epistle that Paul wrote to Timothy. Right? Was Timothy, he was a bishop, if I'm not mistaken, over a particular church. I have to go through that history. Like I ain't been through it in a couple months. I'm gonna close. 2 Timothy 2 and 1. Thou therefore, my son, be strong in the grace that is in Hamashiach Yahushai. So we got to be strong in doing this work, pushing this word, man. All right, plowing, planting seeds, spiritual seeds, of course. Remain in order, you know. But that's what we doing in this grace period, getting ourselves together. Being cleansed with this word. Okay, it says verse 2. And the things that thou hast heard of me among many witnesses, the same commit thou to faithful men who shall be able to teach others. Right? This the point, verse 3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushua Mashiach. The beloved Apostle Paul was mentioning being a soldier as well, I believe, to the church of Corinth. He was saying about what man going to warfare on his own accord, or of his own money, roughly paraphrasing. Basically emphasizing that when you in the military, like the Roman military, for example, when you enlist, and this is the modern Roman military, which is America, Babylon the Great. When you enlist in they military, it comes, like I said, a standard uniform, this, that, code of conduct, handbook, so on and so forth, right? So it says, thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Mashiach Yahushua. And that's a hard thing right there when you persecuted. Like the beloved brother Ayani, that's a hard thing. He was saying about that was the most pain. And I watched the lesson, man. How the nigga took the gauze off and started bleeding. He was in agonizing pain, just wanted to go to sleep after that, man. And he endured through it, man. And then the word endure goes back to the Hebrew word call, which means like to make hard, so that the Lord make it us harder for these times that we coming into, man. All right, you know. And then the word soldier goes back to solitary because we might even be alone. The elder was talking about that brothers doing different testimonies on it. The family that you got, you might lose them and have to reconnect with them there at the time. Who knows, man? You gotta be hard. Like David Goggins said, stay hard, right? Verse 4. No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. Right. So we not, we ain't work, with the, we're not all, what's the word, assimilated into this society. Like we ain't really a part of this society, man. We don't participate in high holy days, and you know what I'm saying. We don't indulge in the philosophies of this society, right? It said, "No man that warreth," right? Which this is insinuating. Salaki, not. I don't know if that's a good word, but this is implying that we are at war. This is what the beloved Apostle Paul is saying to Timothy, man. It says, "No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life." Right, you ain't trying to be the best father, man. The best husband. That's affairs of this life. You see? It says that he may please him who hath chosen him to be a soldier. And I just got this going back into, like the wake-up call. We got to be like we soldiers. So when we put on our uniforms, which was the spiritual uniform, would be what? The garments especially. But we at war just even when we outside of the altar, the temple, Salakia, the altar, the camp, we are offer them spiritual sacrifices. That we out, we, even on outside of that, in our day-to-day life, jobs, everything, tie your shoes. Whether you going out to just get a bite to eat, what I'm saying, with your woman or with the brothers, tie your, don't even be, even though we good with brothers gonna have our back, but still, you want to be circumspect as well, man. So with that, this was just an edifying lesson. I'm sure, like, I pray that this is an edifying lesson. I want to give all glory, honor, and praises to Yahweh, Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem, Chachodash, double honors to the apostles and the elders, a great millstone, rule well, Shalom, Machasal, Lahabachayar, Abagabor, Mawaflababor, Shalom.